Oakley dokley. Book 5. Gadrobi Hills. Done. Now we shall discuss. And again, I bring notes.
Ooh.
Front and back.
Ooh. Because things are getting a little bit more juicy.
Yeah, and more confusing.
Okay.
Alrighty, so, first of all, I want to do a quick recap. Because I couldn't remember. When Lorne set out, way back in book 1, or book 2, whatever, what was her objective?
I believe book 1, as far as you knew, was to find Sari.
Okay, so it had nothing to do with getting rid of high mages.
Not the way it came across.
Okay, I was just wondering. Because sometimes she seems like a person who is like anti...
Majory?
Yes, but then she's all like taking advantage of it when she needs to be healed, and then she has that fancy sword that just totally null and voids it all. And
well, there's the backstory of why she doesn't like mages.
Yeah, so... But she kind of seems like she's like, I don't like them, but I'll use their abilities when it suits me just fine. But anyways, I was just wondering that. Because she was like, at one point she used, I'm not going to say it right, Otatalon, the sword?
Otataro?
Or however you say it, I don't know, the one that cuts through.
The one that nullifies magic, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see how convenient. She's using magic to nullify magic, but she don't like magic.
Well, that's the sword of her station as adjunct.
Okay. Well, anyways, while we're on her, I feel like she's having a conflict, an inner conflict, and that she might be having second thoughts as to her mission and the Empire/Empress's goals. Would I be correct in thinking that?
She is having difficulty.
She's having inner turmoil.
Especially after her conversations with Tool.
That was my next thing. Tool's words. Because he even said at one point, I understand what you're feeling. And that this could be the worst thing that could possibly be done. Mm-hmm. But I, too, am compelled to continue. But I didn't understand what he was talking about. I'll leave after it's been done.
The Empire.
Oh, okay. So it's not like he's...
This is his last,
hurrah. His last stand.
Basically.
Okay, and that's why he was like, you can accompany me if you want. Okay.
I'm doing this and I'm out.
Okay, I didn't quite understand that. But in his words earlier, when he was kind of describing why he had been chosen to do this, I got most of it. You know,
he's the last of his clan.
Yeah, and he doesn't have anybody who would have to have the burden of whatever comes. But he mentioned something, a bone caster? What's a bone caster?
Bone caster is a Talanamas mage.
So like him, but with magic.
Right. Imagine, since they're tribal, basically, imagine more like a witch doctor kind of...
Okay.
That kind of part of the clan. If that makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, I just had the witch doctor song in my head. Okay. Are we going to learn more about them later?
Bone hunter?
Bone caster.
Or bone caster, yes.
Yes.
You'll get to meet more.
Okay. Alrighty. Then, I tried to take my notes in order of how I read things, but I did it after I finished reading. So, when the guys, Phoenix and crew, they're out on their special mission for Baruch, that Krupp only at this point knows why they're out here and what they're doing. Crocus is all like, why are we out here? What's the point? Adventure? Who wants adventure? And he's all like copping an attitude. And,
spoiled rotten little brat.
And Cole's just like, shut the hell up. And then he's all like, oh, what? because Cole says something about this would be a better event if Rowlick was here, and Crocus is like, oh, what? I'm not good enough to be here? But is it your time of month? Crocus, calm down. But then Cole says something like, you and Rowlick share something, you have more that you have in common than you know. What is that alluding to, or can you not tell me? Am I trying to make people related again and they're not?
It's not blood.
Okay.
It's more of skill set.
Okay. And why did Rowlick not join them again? I know he said, tell him I'm indisposed, I can't come out there.
Well, remember, like, he lost part of his clan that night with...
with the assassin war thing. Okay, so he's trying to, like, seek some vengeance?
Well, I wouldn't say seek vengeance, but he knows he's going to be called upon.
By the head assassin in the dirt. Is it Vorkan?
Vorkan, yeah.
Yeah. But his immediate leader is Ocelot?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. By the way, when they're out here and they're all like in the desert talking and whatnot, I tell you what, Krupp man, he like insults without insulting. Like he insults without getting all fired up about it. He ain't all like, yo mama. He's like, sly and like,
oh, if you weren't so stupid.
yes. While I carry the brains, which Cole over here has no idea about. He's just so like, I think I could, if I was them, I'd be like, but yet I still like him. I think I want to learn to be like Krupp, and that I insult without anger.
Well, Krupp has the ability throughout the series to just get under their skin.
Yeah, he just pokes the bear just enough.
Oh yeah. Sometimes more than enough, but yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty fun.
There's events later that you're just like, Krupp?
You pushing your luck? You're getting closer to crossing the line.
Hood's Gate's calling.
Yeah, oh boy. And also while they're out there, there's I don't know that they actually see them. At some point, somebody sees them. Maybe it's Paran. The ravens overhead, are those crones kin? Like, is she related to all ravens or just certain ones?
Great ravens.
Okay, so if they say just ravens, are they talking about regular ravens?
Could be the ravens eating the dead.
But those are not related to crone.
I mean, great ravens eat too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But
would they make a distinction in what type of ravens are flying overhead?
just keep the possibility open. Because
Okay.
the great ravens are trying to, like, spy on things and...
Right. Well, I did think it was kind of convenient that I'm kind of jumping ahead here when... Well, actually, I'm not really jumping ahead because when Paran and Talk were heading out towards... Were they going towards the hills? Okay, everyone was going for the hills. So, when they were heading that way, Talk was like, I sense something and it's coming through a warren. That fucking hairlock. I tell you what. He got his, I hope. It sounded like he got it.
Someone cut your strings, puppet.
Yeah. Now you're nothing but a bunch of kindling. But anyways. Prior to that, Talk says something's come through the warren. Hairlock comes through. Talk? Is Talk gone? Is Talk the younger gone for good? I hope not.
Read and find out.
I like Talk. But anyways.
Good.
And then Hairlock's all like, I'm gonna cut you down, little captain boy. But then they hear the hounds.
And then Quick Ben.
Quick Ben's doing his thing. And so Hairlock is about to take off when he hears the hounds, and then Quick Ben snips the strings, and Hairlock just falls flat because, he's no longer got his little strings. And he's all begging for his life, and Paran's like, nope, sorry. Leaning up all on his sword, like, what you gonna do now, buddy? And then he notices that the ravens are overhead, so this is what I was getting to. I think it was convenient that there were ravens overhead, and then...
And Amanda Rig.
he comes on down after the hounds get Hairlock and turn him into a plaything. And then they try to turn on Paran, But then, yeah, so that's why I was like, are those crones kin? She even came down at one point, I think. After the fact.
Because she took a body part.
She took an eyeball. But, so that's why I was like, are those her babies and herself? With Hairlock being the kindling, I had a thought, but now I'm thinking maybe it can't be, because Paran was on the move. Originally, I thought, when he eventually encounters Cole, because Cole got wounded.
From Lorne. Which that one woman basically took everyone out in that group.
Yeah, because Krupp tried to open up the warren and the sword.
It backfired.
And he fell over the rump of the mule. That was just a perfect image in my head, by the way, of him rolling his little fat behind off the back of a mule.
Perfect.
But anyways, and then...
Cut through Cole's armor on his thigh.
And then Murillo's got him in the head.
With the flat of the blade.
Right. She just kind of like...
But it wasn't without injury, because he did like get that one thrust with the rapier.
Right. So, Cole is injured, but Crocus is the only one left.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Lorne are kind of just like, why are you letting me continue on with my life? So that's why I also think she's having second thoughts with things.
Yeah, if it was,
Lorne, there would have been no Crocus.
No, there would have been none of them.
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to what I said in one of our previous videos about loyalties being... Because she was so loyal to the Empress, but now she seems like she's kind of wavering on the Empress's goals, like I said.
Well, her loyalty is... She's still loyal,
but
she's having a moral dilemma.
Yeah, so it's getting questioned. Where was I at? Oh, yeah, so they got injured. So since this is all happening parallel... I remembered. I have to flip. Because I have to come back to this after I talk about some other things. So yes. Whatever. So then, what did I say? Shadow Throne. Oh, I did not say that. Andarin Rake came down, and he took out Shadow Throne's hounds. 2 of them. Dorn and Ganrod. Okay.
With his sword.
With his sword, which is, what is it? Dragnapier?
I'd say Dragnapier, but...
Whatever. And then Senor Shadow Throne emerges.
It has a conversation.
And let me tell you, this was the point in which I said, this is like reading a freaking Greek novel. In that the gods are all against each other, but they're using the humans as their pawns for their little game.
Well, as far as we know, though, all the problems aren't caused by one god's dick.
Well, that's an improvement. So, and then, of course, in this encounter, there's some conversation. And once again, the good Shadow Throne giggles, which made me giggle. I think I'm going to giggle every time, because like I said, Grim Reaper, giggling. It's just whatever.
Shadow Throne, man.
Yeah, so they have their conversation, him and Rake. I don't know what they are going at, because Rake's like, don't you be interfering, I'd rather do this on my own.
Well, Rake is basically like, the Empire is mine to deal with.
Right, but...
If you interfere, I will kill you.
Right.
That's basically what he was saying.
But why is he the only one able to lay claim to it? I mean, they seem like they would be on an equal playing field.
Who?
Shadow Throne and Rake. Or is Rake much more powerful? I mean, he does have a whole little moon thing moving around in the sky. And apparently that he's not originally from this place. But...
Well, I will say, if Rake is serious, not many one-on-one can stand against him.
They did, however, say, and it is written, that he could take on this tyrant creature thing if it was released.
But it would cost him.
It would cost him. So he does have a little bit of a weakness. I don't know quite.
He's not invulnerable.
Okay. Well, anyways, he tells Shadow Throne, back the heck out. I know you have someone here, the rope. Recall them. Recall the rope. Which is sorry. So... his Shadow Throne just to, like, make it so. And it's done. Like, sorry, all of a sudden, if we move to a different timepiece, Sorry is standing on top of the hill with Crocus, who thinks she's still, like, after him. But she's like little Fisher girl again.
Mm-hmm. He is no longer possessing Sorry.
Cotillion.
Mm-hmm.
So now what's he doing? Is he still alive?
Cotillion?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he just left that vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's back to his godhood.
Okay. So, you know, that happened. This is jumping all over the place because it jumps all over the place. So, we're going to go back to Paran, and after the whole Shadow Throne rape conversation, and they go their separate ways, he ends up in some weird world within the sword? Chance?
So, no. It wasn't within Chance.
It wasn't... Who was it within?
Dragnapur.
But I thought Rake was already gone.
Well, since the Hound was killed with Dragnapur and he messed with it,
So
something happened to where he went into that world.
Through the blood. Does Dragnapur leave, like, residual of its greatness? So, well, he ended up in some weird world.
I feel like it has something to do with something you find out later.
Okay. But in this weird world,
everything is chained, pulling a huge...
Which we've heard this sound before, but I can't remember... Pearl.
The demon.
Did she hear it, or... Did he hear it? Was Pearl a boy or a girl? I had her as a boy, I had her as a girl because of the name. But anyways.
Okay, remember when Pearl met its end?
Right.
Baruch and, like...
Everybody heard it.
Mm-hmm. So, within Dragnapur is the cart that's being pulled by everyone with chains.
But who are the people with chains?
People killed with Dragnapur. Because remember, the hounds were chained.
So I was going to ask that. Did he release Dorn and Ganrod? He broke them from their chains, at least, with the assistance of one of the Luck twins.
We'll have to wait and see.
I'm assuming.
Because
they were also near the Pit of Darkness. What is it called? Starts with a K. It's 2 words. You know what I'm talking about.
The Ancient Warren, I can't. Curled.
Yeah. They were near that.
I know what you're talking about, I just can't remember right now because you brought it up.
That's where the chains went into. And so when one of the Luck twins did what they did, they don't know if the hounds went out into the world or if they went into the Pit of Darkness.
But the hounds aren't there anymore.
They're not there anymore, and then when Paran comes back to, like, the plane, their bodies are gone.
Mm-hmm. Which, I will say, you will meet the person that spoke to Paran again later.
Oh, I need to remember that person.
They didn't say a name.
No, they didn't, but I'm like, when I was reading, I'm like, I feel like I need him, because they said that Anna Miranda Ray killed them, like, years ago or something. Yeah, a long time ago. Long time ago. Anyways, so, now I can come back, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm going to go back anyways. So remember we were talking about Hairlock?
Mm-hmm.
And Paran was on the move. And I said, I don't know if I can really say this because he was on the move. But he comes across Cole because Crocus has taken little Fisher girl back to her uncle, which, by the way, I think there's something going on with that Uncle Mamat. He's something special, I think. People tend to defer to him a lot for stuff. But anyways, I digress. So, the only person left in the plane in this part for the Phoenix Inn crew is Cole. Paran comes across him, and they have a fire, and he's throwing in these pieces of wood that where the wood has come from, who knows? And it says something to that. Is that Hairlock? Is he really kindling? I don't know how the wood would have gotten there, but...
Well, I think it was next to Cole. So it's probably Krupp and Morelio.
Well, because he only told him he only said, leave me some food and like a bedroll. So
they probably
after
gave him
the
firewood.
fact, I thought maybe they let, but it was a nice thought.
Because it would have been Paran throwing it in.
It was a very nice thought that hairlock was being used as kindling.
Hairlock should be gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, that'd be nice, the little.
But I feel like you're
bastard.
missing an important part between that.
Hang on, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
We gotta roll back. I'm telling you, because it's all over the place. Because now I'm gonna get to, let me just conquer all my notes here. By the way, sorry, couldn't remember her name. Crocus reminder by accidentally apologizing and saying sorry. She's like, that's it. I don't remember what my original name was. Give me a new one. So she takes on the name of his matron, which is the Lady of Thieves, or whatever.
Absolar.
Okay. Boom. I'm done there. Here's what I was like, ooh! So it starts out, one of these parts starts out with a little girl, about 5 years old. I don't know if she's looking at a little deck of cards, but she sees the crumbling of the cracking of a stone that is like somewhat protruding from the earth. So then, fast forward. Actually, probably not. It's probably happening parallel. But anyways, at some point, Paran ends up surrounded by a bunch of what I'm going to picture wildebeests. Bison, something. That are belonging to the Rivi folk.
Who are against Malazan.
Who are anti-Malazan. So they try to take him out. But nothing sticks.
That damn sword.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the crowd parts. And a little child of about 5 years walks up to Paran. Little female child. And then an older woman comes up behind and acts as translator. It's Tattersail, isn't it? The little girl. Is it? He seems to think it is, so I think it is too.
Okay.
Is it? You're not going to tell me. You're not going to give me something if I have it?
Yes and no.
I'll take it. I heard the word yes, so I'm going to stick with it. Anyways, but yes. So I think he encountered Tattersail.
Mm-hmm.
Version 2.0. But then, that also explains the little footsteps that they saw crawling off from the burnt bodies was not her and Nightchill. Was it?
Mm-hmm. Because remember in Crep's
Well, did
dream,
she crawl off and then the dream stuff? Okay. Because I thought, well, maybe it all happened like right there. And then she walked off as the little kid. Well, anyways. Still, little feet for a little traveler. Either way. But, so I think he met Tattersail. Version 2.0. Is that the important part you said I was missing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to skip that.
So what do you think of the knowledge tool be dropping?
I mean, some of it confuses me. But yeah, I think it's contributing to her, Lorne, having the second thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. I was going to say the man, but I don't know if he was a man.
Tool?
Was he a man? Man? Whatever. The man has been around and has seen things. He ain't just speaking willy-nilly. And he even said, I think I know who's trapped in here, and I'm having the doubts of releasing them. So, I still want to know more about him and his people. We got a little bit. I think we get a little bit each time.
Well, he's not the only Talanamas we run into in the story.
Okay.
So, they actually have a pretty big part to play, I'll say that.
I was going to ask, was he assigned to accompany her by the Empress? Like, how did they come to be companions?
That's his last, little thing for the Empire he's doing.
So he kind of assigned himself.
Well, the Empress, him.
Okay. So it's not like Lauren was like, I'm setting out on this adventure and I need a companion. I choose you. It was kind of like, he's going to go out here and do this. He needs a companion.
Well, remember, she didn't really know him when he showed up.
Right. I was just wondering. They seem like they could be friends if it was like...
Different situation.
Uh-huh.
Tool.
But then they, like, went into this, like, tomb.
The barrow?
Yeah. I don't know. It got really cold, apparently.
So we're talking, like, ancient forces here.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's just say they release this cat. And he does not comply. Now you're going to have Malazan trying to invade. You're going to have Callan Brood and his Crimson Guard trying to stop Malazan. But then now you're going to have this guy coming in with whatever he may have. Oh my gosh. And right now, Darujistan is sitting in the middle of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I finally learned how to say it, and now it's like, oh no. Oy.
I feel like you're understanding more.
Maybe it's because I'm just reading. And I'm doing what everyone has said, including yourself, before we even started reading this, which is trying not to figure things out.
Just roll with the punches.
Oy. But anyways, so that is all my notes that I had. I don't think there was anything else. Was there anything else maybe I missed that you want to talk about? Or ask me about? The hook is setting further.
Not off the top, no. I mean, I feel like you covered I feel like you covered everything.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like these chapters they were definitely shorter, I feel. Either that
or maybe
or...
you're just into it more.
Well, and that's crazy because remember I was all like, I don't really like the Lauren Paran characters, and there was a lot of them in this. And I enjoyed it.
And you're like, I don't know about talk, and now you're like, is talk gone?
Oh! Speaking of, sorry, I had one more thought that I didn't write down. Did Paran is not a claw.
No.
But he studied the ways of the claw.
Well, he studied to become a commander.
So
he went to, like, school for... When Lauren took him, he went to, like, school as leadership.
Okay.
So he knows a little bit more than, like, the average.
So I'm assuming in this you kind of learned about the different types of folks you would be encountering. Okay. I just had a thought, because he was like... When he learned or something about the ways of the claw, and I'm like, oh, is he a claw? I don't remember that being mentioned.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, that's all I've got. I'm liking it. We're almost done with this one. Next up is Book 6, The City of Blue Fire. I am eager to finish this book, but at the same time I'm not, because I'm looking at the monsters that are behind us, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and so I'm a little bit...
It's all good. It's all good. See, there's only a couple that really feel like they take a long time.
Yeah.
To me. But I mean, this reread, I might completely change my mind on that.
Yeah. How are you enjoying the reread? Are you enjoying the reread?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a completely different experience. Like, everything that you're confused about, I'm like, oh, look at that. Yep, mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That was from there? Wow. Mm-hmm. Little snippet that means nothing to you, I'm like, wow. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. Any rereader would probably know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I will say, in a way, I am a little jealous.
Of me?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're getting to experience it for the first time again.
Right.
Well, for the first time, not again.
Right.
But I would never get that experience again.
I'm getting to experience it for the first time. And, unfortunately, for you, you didn't really have many people you could talk to about it.
Oh, no.
I'm getting to experience, and I can bounce things off of you, the person who's already read it.
So, like, the first 2 books, anyway, I read without even knowing about BookTube. And then I kind of, like, stumbled across it. So, the first 2 books were just, like, I had no help, just going.
Right. Well, you're it for me, because I have chosen not to watch any BookTube content on Malazan.
Until at least you finish.
Until I at least finish this one, because I want to have my own thoughts and impressions, which I think that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then. So with that, we move on, book 6, and it's getting good. We'll see you then.
Good.
Oh, it is.
It's been good.
See you later.
See you.